A fresh search and seizure operation by the SAPS in Pretoria North has intensified scrutiny around officers implicated in the Madlang Commission. Though authorities remain tight-lipped about key details, SAPS confirmed that a J51 warrant was executed on Thursday as part of the ongoing investigations, but stopped short of identifying the property owner. The national spokesperson, Brigadier Atlinda Matsi, said the operation was successfully carried out, urging caution from the media. She appealed to journalists not to publish images of the residents or reveal the identities of officers involved, warning against compromising the integrity of the investigation. While SAPS has not officially linked the raid to any individual, unverified reports suggest the property may belong to Sergeant Fanny Nkosi, a Gauteng organized crime unit officer who recently came under intense questioning at the Madlang Commission. Nkosi's testimony drew sharp scrutiny from evidence leader Advocate Matthew Chaskalson, SC, who pointed out multiple inconsistencies across Nkosi's written statements and oral evidence. The discrepancies related to how and when Nkosi came into possession of a credit card belonging to Vusimuzi Matlala, a businessman accused in high-profile murder case. The Commission previously had that during an October 8, 2025 search of Nkosi's home, police allegedly discovered Matlala's credit card. Nkosi maintained that the card had been handed to him for legitimate purchases, including items for a boat and jet ski. However, questions have been raised about why Nkosi failed to disclose that Matlala had urgently requested the card's return ahead of meetings with senior officials. Further controversy surrounding a substantial amount of cash seized during the 2025 search, authorities recovered more than 385,000 rand, of which Nkosi claimed 5,175 as his own, attributing the remaining 380,000 rand to his brother, Abednego Bongani Nkosi, from the sale of a truck. Chaskalson cast doubt on this explanation, suggesting the sale agreement presented as proof appeared hastily assembled, potentially to legitimize the funds. Nkosi has attributed the inconsistencies in his accounts to human error. It was also reported that Sergeant Fanny Nkosi has been taken into custody and faces criminal charges after firearms and ammunition were allegedly found in his possession, reportedly linked to his brother's security company. Anti-crime activist Yusuf Abramji reported on Friday that Nkosi was handcuffed and transported to a police station. He is expected to appear in court on Tuesday, 7 April 2026, following the Easter weekend. A search and seizure warrant was executed at Nkosi's home in Pretoria North as part of the ongoing investigations. A notice of rights document issued to Fanny Nkosi lists charges including defeating the ends of justice, theft, possession of unlicensed ammunition under the Firearms Control Act, and possession of a stun grenade or unlicensed explosive under Explosive Acts. Nkosi, who was attached to the Gauteng Organized Crime Unit, rose to prominence in recent weeks as Witness F at the Madlang Commission of Inquiry. He testified at the length about alleged ties between senior police officers and organized crime figures in the taxi industry. His evidence included claims of information sharing with suspects and other irregularities, drawing intense scrutiny from commissioners and public attention. SAPS has confirmed the operation but has not yet released further official details about the investigation or any additional items seized. Meanwhile, Nkosi failed to give a clear account of what he was employed to do within the SAPS, raising serious questions about accountability and oversight. Instead, Nkosi described a pattern of activities unrelated to core policing, effectively confirming that he was running side operations during state-paid time. The revelation stunned proceedings as commissioners struggled to establish what role Nkosi actually fulfilled as a serving officer, if any. But he admitted that he worked with alleged criminals, including Vusimuzi Matlala and KT Molefe. He worked with Pretoria taxi boss Jotham Swazi Msibi, who died in 2024, had been named as its leader businessman Steve Motsumi and Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni, a taxi boss that Matlala allegedly attempted to murder. Evidence showed that he was sharing confidential SAPS information with people who were not officers. He also admitted that in some cases, he was operating under the leadership of the suspended Deputy Commissioner, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibia. Under further questioning, Kos admitted to operating in what he called gray areas within SAPS, where rules are often bent to achieve results. He also confirmed knowledge of missing and manipulated case dockets and considered that fear prevents officers from reporting wrongdoing. But it was his inability to define his job, contrasted with his active involvement in external training activities, that has emerged as one of the most damning aspects of his testimony.
I don't know why I have not mentioned that, but I remember going back to that statement that I've said that I might have mistakenly thought that I've wrote it here, but it was all in my mind.
You see, I have my own theory about what that card was about. My theory is that that card was given to you by Mr. Matlala as a means of allowing you to draw cash from Mr. Matlala's accounts. In other words, essentially to pay a bribe either to you or to General Sibia, through you. And that the reason for all of these contradictions is that you're trying to work out a version that would plausibly explain your possession of the card in innocent terms. Or what's your answer to that?
My answer to that is false again. One, Mr. Matlala had no reason to pay the so-called bribe to me via card. One, to elaborate on that, I did not have anything or means to make nor to push Mr. Matlala to pay bribe on me. I was not investigating him. I did not do him anything or any favors. The only thing that I did, it was only these jet skis and the boats. Two, I don't know what kind of bribe will be enough for General Sibia to be out on a card, according to say it was a bribe from Mr. Matlala to General Sibia via me. If it was a bribe, I don't think that maybe I would be so dumb to let a paper trail follow me if it was a bribe.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.